Yo, this your boy, the real McCoy, coming at you. Talking about, it's Thursday, you know what I mean? Talking about, my Dallas Cowboys. They coming off the big win, you know what I mean? On Sunday Night Football against the Philadelphia Eagles, you know what I'm saying? We 10-4, we're leading the division, the NFC East. You know what I mean? Number 3 seed currently, you know what I mean? We have a long shot, but we have a shot at the number 1 seed in the NFC. I think we're going to go right around 2-3, somewhere in that area, you know what I mean, depending on with the Lions and Green Bay week 17, Arizona and Seattle on Sunday night football this coming Sunday, week 16. We have to continue to win, things like that. I mean, we could be a 12-4 team and we don't even get a bye week. That's how deep the NFC is. I mean, it's deep. You know what I mean? Except for the NFC South. But you know, we can be 12-4. That's just how deep and talented the NFC is this particular season. But big win against the Eagles, man. The only negative came out of the game, of course, is DeMarco Murray. You know what I mean? Broke a bone in his left hand. Reports came out that he did practice yesterday. On Wednesday, he did practice. So everything is looking like he's gonna play this Sunday. That's how things are looking, and you know what I mean. So, but you know, we didn't run the ball great against the Eagles. You know what I mean, because you know, like matchup wise, it's not the best matchup for us as far as you know running the ball. But we did enough. You know, we did enough. Rushed for over 100 yards, and that's what I said we needed to do in my preview video following up to that game. You know what I mean? Get over 100 yards rushing. Big win for us, man. Dez balled out. You know what I mean? 3 touchdowns, 6 catches, 114 yards. Offense played well, very well. Defense played, you know, about average of what they've been doing all year. You know what I mean? Just been solid, things like that. And they did give up a 24 unanswered, but you know, 24 unanswered points on Sunday night. But you know, they held it down. And, you know, we got the turnovers like I thought we would, you know, and we came out on top. And I knew that game was going to be different. I knew that game was going to be different from the Thanksgiving Day game. Like I said many times, I was saying that on Thanksgiving night. Next time we play them, it's going to be different. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's well and done. That's over with. Now we're moving on to Indianapolis Colts. These next 2 games, week 16, Colts at home. Week 17, we on the road against the Redskins to finish up the season. And you know, divisional game. If we were to lose one of these 2, the Colts is a team we should lose to because they're an AFC team. You know what I mean? We already will lose a tiebreaker with the Lions and the Seahawks because of the NFC record. You know what I mean? If we were to lose a game, this Colts game would be the one to lose. But we don't want to lose any game. You know what I mean? Don't want to lose any game. On paper, this is a pretty solid matchup for us. I mean, if you look at the numbers between the Colts and the Cowboys as far as rushing yards a game, rushing yards allowed per game, sacks, quarterback hits, points per game scored, points per game allowed, offense and defense, the Colts and the Cowboys are basically even. If you look at the NFL ranks, that as far as total points scored this year, they're both in the top 10. Points per game, Cowboys and Colts are both in the top 10. Rushing yards a game, they're right around anywhere from 15 to 22. Basically, 32 teams in the league, you basically are right around average. Rushing yards allowed per game, I forgot what it was. Both teams are right around average. Turnovers, Cowboys +4, the Colts are -2. But speaking of turnovers, there's one thing that about Andrew Luck's game that kind of gets brushed off or overlooked, because when he came out in the draft, Andrew Luck was, everybody was donning this guy. He was being knighted as the best thing coming out since sliced bread. You know what I'm saying? He was supposed to be that guy. Now Andrew Luck has made some throws in the playoffs, you know what I mean, where I was like, whoa, that was the best throw I've ever seen. But then he goes out and he makes a throw or a decision, and you're like, Andrew Luck, dude, have you ever played quarterback before? I mean, it's just horrible turnovers. And he's second in the league in turnovers behind Jay Cutler. You know what I mean? And it kind of get overlooked because a lot of people are giving him a pass because a lot of people expect him to be good and do great things. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of overlook it. But Andrew Luck has a turnover problem. He has a turnover. I mean, this is his third season. 2 games left in his third season. He already has 61 career turnovers. 61. You know what I mean? If the season ended today, that's 3 seasons. 61 divided by 3. That's over 20 turnovers a year just by one player. You know what I mean? That's what he's giving up. So I do believe Andrew Luck is going to give us a turnover. It may be a fumble, it may be an interception, but 3 years, as great as he is, 3 years into his career, this just may be who he is. He just may be a turnover guy, you know. So I don't know, but the guy's putting up bigger numbers. I mean, the first 6 weeks of the season, he was an MVP candidate, still could be. You know, I think he's got like 38 touchdown passes already, 14 picks. You know what I mean? I think he's leading the league in touchdown passes, over 4,000 passing yards already. I believe that leads the league. You know, putting up good numbers. You know what I'm saying? But they're a one-dimensional offensive team. They're one-dimensional. So if you have a one-dimensional team going up against a average defense like the Cowboys are, with average defense going up against a one-dimensional team, I would give the edge to the defense. You know what I'm saying? Their running game is about, it's about average. They're not gonna hand the ball off and just run it down your throat. That's not who they are. Their running game is predicated off the passing game. Kind of complement what Cowboys were the complete opposite. You know, the Eagles. The hardest defensive line we've probably faced all year. We've already played Eagles twice and probably the Seattle Seahawks. The Colts just don't have that. You know what I mean? They have a lot of smaller defenders and a lot of finesse guys. You know what I mean? If we can run between the top, that's why DeMarco would be huge in this game because his physicality and the way he runs the ball, he himself could wear down the Colts defense. You know what I mean? DeMarco has over 700 yards after contact. You know what I mean? He could wear them down by himself. Now, Joe Randall and Lance Dunbar, they're not the type of runners. I mean, Joe Randall is more explosive, faster, you know what I mean? Athletic than DeMarco as far as hitting the hole, but he's not as patient. He just hits the hole. That just goes, and there's not no room. He doesn't leave any room for cutbacks and things like that. If the hole is there, he's hitting. If not, he's just gonna get bottled up. You know what I mean? But he was averaging 7 yards a carry. You know what I mean? But I do believe this is a solid matchup for us, man. They're a one-dimensional offense. Their defense is about average, just like ours. You know, their best corner, Vontae Davis. But if Vontae Davis is covering Dez one-on-one, I would definitely give the edge to Dez, in my personal opinion, no doubt. You know what I mean? Everything's right. I mean, everybody's always talking about the Dallas Cowboys defense. So they have holes and this, that, and the third. I mean, we're average, just like Indianapolis Colts are. They're average. We're average defensive team. I don't see no issues or no reason why we can't establish the run against these guys. If DeMarco was healthy, I would say he would have 150 rushing yards. Just, you know what I mean? I may be a little bit crazy, but I don't see why we can't establish the run against these guys very successfully. You know what I mean? And going up against Andrew Luck, the guy, he's putting up big numbers. I think he's averaging, he lead the league in your passing yards per game, like 320, something like that. So, but it's hard. The issue that the Colts have, they're doing the same thing that they did with Peyton Manning. The same thing the Cowboys used to do. They telling Andrew Luck each week, each Sunday, each week, go out there and win the game. Go win the game. Go win the game. Go win the game. We're not going to put together a good defense for you. We're not going to put together a running game for you. Sometimes a front office can hurt a player, especially a quarterback, can hurt a player's development. Look at Cam Newton. The guy had a breakout year last year. The team goes 12-4. They got the top 3 defense with 49ers, Seahawks, and the Panthers. Top 3 defense. Cam Newton had a breakout year for him, for his standards. Breakout year. He was starting to put it all together. And then the Carolina Panthers front office decides to go young and just get rid of all his weapons. Then you look at what they're doing this year, like, what else did you expect? You got a rookie wide receiver. I'm a Florida State fan in college football. Calvin Benjamin is a stud. You know what I mean? He's a monster. But he's a rookie. And then you got, Jason Avant and Cotry, who at this point in their career, they're basically number 3 receivers. So you got 2 number 3 receivers and a rookie. And what did you expect? So sometimes a front office can definitely hurt a quarterback's development, or any player, you know what I mean? But the Colts are asking Andrew Luck to go win the game. Now, he's been successful at that so far, because I believe his record as a starting quarterback, I believe it's 32 and 14. You know what I mean? So he's done it successfully somewhat, but they're just one dimensional. You know what I mean? They're just one dimensional, and you know I don't think their running game is just they're not gonna just run it down our throat. You know, they're not gonna do that. I mean, this is a solid matchup for us. Their main weapon is T.Y. Hilton. If we can somewhat slow him down somewhat, we can get some pressure on Andrew Luck. He's been hit a lot this year, almost 100 times. He's been sacked a lot. He's been hit a lot, and that's where a lot of his turnovers come from. He fumbled. As big, I think Andrew Luck is like 6'4", 240, something like that. Big dude. You know what I mean? He gets hit a lot though. You know what I mean? And sometimes when he gets hit, he fumbles, and sometimes he makes some horrible reads and leads to turnover. I mean, Andrew Luck I know there's a lot of Andrew Luck fans out there. If you look at the numbers, it kind of gets brushed over because, you know, people expect him to be the greatest ever, which he has potential to do that. He has a turnover issue. Since his rookie year, he had 18 picks. 18 picks, you know what I'm saying? He has a turnover issue. I mean, not even 3 full seasons yet, he already has over 60 turnovers. That's quite a bit, you know what I mean? So I think he'll give us a turnover. And I think coming off, last week we had 4 sacks. That's a different type of quarterback. You know what I mean? Andrew Luck I believe he's better than Mark Sanchez. I believe most people would agree with that. So he may make quicker decisions and smarter decisions, but Andrew Luck tends to hold on to the ball, and that's because he likes to make that, like most quarterbacks do. They want to make that big play, you know what I mean? And that's where the sacks come in. That's where the turnovers come in. Their offensive line is at best, on a good day, they're average. You know what I mean? So we can be able to get some pressure on them. You know what I mean? Get some pressure. We did that somewhat last week. We can control T.Y. Hilton somewhat. Make some plays on him. Maybe put a Orlando Scandrick on him, who I believe he's a better cover corner than Brandon Carr. If it's T.Y. Hilton going up against Brandon Carr, I think T.Y. got the advantage on that. I'm just not a big Brandon Carr fan. I've been saying that for a while now. I'm not a big Brandon Carr fan. You know what I mean? He's not a scrub. Just not a huge fan. Just not a huge fan at all. But we can maybe slow down T.Y. Hilton somewhat. You know what I mean? We in the secondary, we definitely have a shot here. You know what I mean? They don't have the big physical receivers. They don't have they don't spread you out with all kind of crazy speed like the way the Eagles do. They're a more traditional type of offensive team. You know what I mean? And we can compete with that. You know what I mean? Because we don't have the athletes on defense. You know what I mean? So it's a good matchup for us. They're a one-dimensional team. The running game, I don't think is going to hurt us. I definitely see our offensive line having a good game. I definitely see that. I see Dez and this could be a good game even for Terrence Williams and Jason Witten. I mean, their secondaries, just like the Cowboys, they're average. I don't see why they can't put up big numbers. They're not big numbers, but have some success against this team. I don't see why not. I mean, and looking at their offense against our defense, I mean, in the passing game, they can make some plays, but they're one-dimensional. I don't care how good your quarterback is. If you're just one, I mean, Peyton Manning is arguably the greatest quarterback of all time, but he's only won one Super Bowl. I'm a huge Michael Jordan fan, but he didn't start winning championships until Scottie Pippen started developing. Then when they got Dennis Rodman, I mean, it's hard to win championships at the professional level by yourself. As great as Andrew Luck is, if the team knows you're just one-dimensional, you know what I mean, hey, we can make some plays off that. If we know you know what I mean, and that's what the numbers he's putting up great numbers. But when you're one-dimensional, you're gonna have turnovers, which Andrew Luck is turnover prone. You know what I mean, things like that. I think we can be able to, just slow them down somewhat. Give ourselves a chance. The offense, against this defense, we're gonna put up numbers. I mean, if we're able to drop 38 against the Eagles, we can do something similar to that against the Colts. But the concern is DeMarco Murray in his hand. You know what I mean? He practiced yesterday, so I don't see why he won't be able to play. But the thing is, playing effectively, you know what I mean, that we don't know. I mean, it's the bone going from your wrist to your index, your ring finger on your left hand. You know what I mean? How you be able to grip a football with that, catch, block, all those good things. We don't know how they're going to utilize them. It seems like he's going to play. I'm pretty sure they're going to have him probably all week. He's trying to squeeze and grip on the football. He already has 5 lost fumbles this year. Some fumble prone. You know what I mean, guys? He fumbles a lot, so not a lot, but he has some issues there. You know what I mean? So we don't know. Even if it's Joe Randall and Lance Dunbar, I do believe that I believe that our offensive line will create some holes for these guys. It's on Joe Randall, who's not the best at. He just hits the hole. If it's not there, you can bottle him up. If it is there, he can go 80 yards. You know what I mean? DeMarco Murray doesn't have that top end acceleration type of speed. You know what I mean? Joe Randall does. Joe Randall just doesn't have the patience and the vision. He's not as strong and as physical runner as DeMarco is. You know what I mean? The Colts defense is more of a finesse type of defense. So if DeMarco, if he was healthy, I would feel very confident that him by himself, like I said earlier, could wear these guys down. You know what I mean? Wear the defense down. But I don't want to make the video too long. So DeMarco practiced yesterday. This is a team that I think we match up pretty well against. I really do. Not saying we're going to shut him down defensively, anything like that. It's a more traditional type of offense, not the spread you out speed like the Philadelphia Eagles have. More traditional. Andrew Luck is putting up good numbers, but they are one-dimensional. They do give up hits on it. Andrew Luck has been hit a lot, but it makes sense if you're one-dimensional. If you're dropping back passing so much, and teams kind of, we can leave 7 guys in the box and control the run. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to put another guy, 8, 7, 8, and 9 guys in the box to slow down their run. Who knows? Any given Sunday, anything could happen. Trent Richardson or somebody could just absolutely just go off. You know what I mean? I doubt it. Seriously doubt it. But if we can just put our regular front 7 and can be able to control their running game. But because you're one-dimensional, your quarterback, he's been hit, I want to say about 97, 96 times all year. He's been hit a lot. He's been sacked. He's turnover prone, and they're one-dimensional. And if you're one-dimensional in the NFL with NFL type of players, NFL type of coaching, they can make some plays on you. They can make some plays. Not saying you won't, but I think we're going to get at least one turn. I think it's going to be probably an interception. Probably going to get at least one interception for Andrew Luck. See, they're -2, -2 in the turnover maul ratio. We're +4. We're not the best either. You know what I mean? But ours is more of team fumbles than it is interceptions. Their turnovers is mainly Andrew Luck. I know a lot of Andrew Luck fans out there. Look it up. The boy's turnover prone, man. He has a lot of turnovers. You know what I mean? So the offensive line is, on a great day, they're average. You know what I mean? So we could be able to get some sacks in this game. Put some pressure on Andrew Luck. Hit him. Things like that. You know what I mean? So I think it's a good matchup for us. And I definitely see us going 11-4. And getting ready for the Week 17 matchup at the Redskins. Luck is going to be RG3 again. Not again, but this time, because Colt McCoy already lit us up on Monday Night Football, Week 7, Week 8, something like that. But I see us going 11-4. Any given Sunday, anything can happen, but I see us being 11-4. Moving on, it's a pretty good matchup in our favor. And, it's a more traditional type of team. Like I say, Andrew Luck is putting up numbers, man, but he's turnover prone. He is turnover prone. I think he's going to give us one. Maybe an interception and a fumble. You know what I mean? But we have to get to him. Now, we showed signs last week of getting pressure and rushing up again to the quarterback. And surprisingly, most of those sacks were coverage sacks. You know what I mean? Now, the Colts passing game is different from the Eagles. You know what I mean? So You know what I mean? Not take too much from that, but hey, it's 4 sacks is 4 sacks. It's the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Nothing comes easy. You know what I mean? So, but I do feel like this is a decent matchup for us. I know both teams are 10-4. You know what I mean? Things like that, and different conferences, things like that. But I think this is a solid matchup. Just my two concerns are DeMarco Murray's hand. Can he grip a football? Can he block? Can he catch? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't think his vision or his patience are gonna be affected in any kind of way. It's just when you're carrying it, I mean, it's out there now. Everybody knows about his hand. They're gonna be hitting on it, punching it, stabbing it, things like stabbing with like you know what I mean. They're gonna be hitting at his hand, and you know if it hit his hand, and you know this any type of pain and the shock through his hand. I don't care who you are, any type of pain shock, your body freezes for like a second. You could just drop the ball and there's a fumble, and who knows? You know what I'm saying? That's a main concern I have. And we're playing at home. Usually for most teams you would think that's an advantage, but ever since we got the Jerry's, what they call it, Jerry's, we're at the $1 billion stadium, AT&T Stadium, I think it was 2010, I believe, we just don't play that well at home. You really don't. We don't play that well at home. And I don't know the last time we won a home game this year. I think it was the Giants. I think it was the Giants. The week after we beat Seattle. I think that next week we beat the Giants. I believe that's our last home win. It's like a month and a half. It's almost 2 months. It's been about 2 months since we won a home game. I'll have to look that up to be sure, but it's been a while. I know we lost to the Cardinals, we lost to the Redskins. We played Jacksonville over in London. We lost to the Eagles on Thanksgiving at home, the beatdown. We beat them on. Yeah, it's been a while since we won a home game this year. We haven't played that well at home. That's another concern. We just, for whatever reason, we just don't play that well at home. I don't know. You know what I mean? Andrew Luck can come in and just light us up. You know what I mean? But I just think, you know, if you look at the numbers, both of these teams are statistical. They're right around the same, anywhere from 15 to 22, 23 as far as NFL rankings, right around average. You know what I mean? So, I mean, both teams can be able to can move the ball against each other's defense. Both teams' offenses can put up points, and both teams' defense can get a stop here and there, 3 and out, something like that. You know what I mean? Things like that. So as I say, it's a good matchup for us. Is that DeMarco Murray's hand and we're playing at home are two concerns that I have. But I do believe because of the running game and our offensive line, we can get the time of possession, control the clock, control the tempo, keep Andrew Luck on the field, and when he is on the field, we can get hits on him, we can get pressure on him, and we can also maybe get that turnover. He's turnover prone. I know you Andrew Luck fans probably think, nah, he's great. I'm not knocking him, but I'm just telling you like it is. The boy is turnover prone. No doubt. He's turnover prone. You know what I mean? But anyway, our guys are going 11-4, moving on, looking good, and you know, be interested in the Sunday night game, the Seahawks and the Cardinals, things like that, how that game plays out, and go from there, man. But like, subscribe, man, leave a comment, share the video, check out my playlist, all that good stuff. Let me know what you guys think, man. And yeah, man, this your boy, the Real McCoy, man. I'm out. Peace.